What up, crew? Welcome to CineChamber. I recently went to the theaters and I watched the new, I guess maybe indie movie. I didn't look too much into it. Undertone. It stars Nina Kiri as Evie. We're also gonna talk probably about Adam DeMarco as Justin and Michelle Duquois as Mama. So basically, I feel that the movie. Oh, okay, I went by myself to the theater, to a horror movie alone. Some people can't do that. I did it. So the movie I felt like started out pretty slow. I caught myself, maybe wanting to look at my phone because there's not a lot going on visually, which you can probably tell by the photos of this movie. This is much more of an audio movie. The reason why is because Evie and her friend Justin, they have a podcast. They call the Undertone podcast. They talk about spooky and scary things and I guess maybe creepypastas, other kind of online cult horror-esque stuff in their podcast. They get together between 2:30 a.m. and 3 a.m. to record, and their episodes come out on Fridays. I don't really know why they get together between 2:30 and 3 a.m. It seems that maybe Justin is from her hometown originally, or like where she lives, and that's where she's back to living at, I believe. She's living in her mom's house. Her mom is incredibly sick. Her mama is like barely breathing, hanging on, just barely. And so, it's kind of up to Evie to take care of her mom. I don't know what she does for work. It never gets into her work life. Maybe the podcast is what they do for work. I don't get the vibe that is an actual job, though. Maybe Evie's mom has some kind of money that she's able to access to help her maintain a lifestyle without working. I'm not 100% sure on that. It doesn't say. I'm just speculating. Whatever. Either way. So their podcast, they talk about scary things. Evie, she's like the science-based, science-driven. She's like everything has a logical explanation to it type character. As to where her friend Justin, which you only hear Justin. The only character you really see in this movie is Evie and her mom. So anyway, her friend Justin, he kind of believes in the supernatural. So they kind of have that dynamic going for them with their podcast, which is a fun back and forth dynamic as to where, one's like, there's no way this is real. And the other one's like, oh my gosh, it's definitely real. So anyway, Justin, he gets this strange kind of cryptic email that has 10 different audio files on it. And they're like, we got to do this for an episode of the podcast. So they don't listen to any of it. They're going to listen to it while they record their podcast. That's their goal. So they start getting into the recordings. And on the first night when they're recording, Evie starts like feeling uncomfortable. Maybe there's like a sound or some thumping or something in the background, that she can't quite explain. Yeah, so she just gets kind of uncomfortable after they're recording shortly, and she's like, look, I need to take, let's take a break. We'll get back to recording, tomorrow night, I guess. I think they do it on a nightly basis. Not 100% sure. I just know that she had kind of explained, like, this is one of the only things keeping me sane is recording these podcasts with you because, her mom's ill. Things are struggling. Things are hard for her. Like I said, I believe they start recording several nights in a row. So things begin to escalate periodically as the nights, progress in recordings. Again, between 2:30 and 3 a.m., which is like what the typical witching hour back in the day, or what is considered the witching hour nowadays. Of course, Evie is checking on her mom periodically throughout the film. During the day, sometimes during the night, especially when she hears weird noises. she has a nurse come and talk to her about Evie, which you only hear the nurse, you never really see the nurse, but there's a scene where the nurse kind of talks to her about what to expect, because her mom is definitely dying, and there's no way around that. So as the nights progress, kind of especially from the first night, some of the creepy stuff that's in the recordings, there's some children's songs, or they talk about children's songs, specific ones that aren't technically in the recordings, but they just have questions about it, or some of the things they kind of hear and or is being said in the recordings. She kind of has some reflection or some deja vu or some, in real life, just some of it starts kind of coming into real life. And she's like, that's kind of weird, kind of weird. I don't really want to get into like what the demon is about, or the not the demon, but the hauntings are about. And I don't really want to get into kind of any of those kinds of spoilers. But some of the stuff she says in real life, or her and Justin are talking about, start slipping into the future recordings too. And so it's just very odd coincidences that keep happening as they hear this like demon possession type style recordings from this couple in the recordings. So that's what the court recordings are from, is this couple starts just having really weird stuff. And it's basically this couple. He's the guy in the recordings starts recording his wife, or I believe his wife, they're at least living together, sleeping in the same bed, because she's talking in her sleep. She's doing weird stuff, other weird, horrific, haunting styled things. And again, things just keep escalating as it goes, which honestly, that's where this movie holds it down, is the way in which it escalates and the way the pacing escalates. Like I said, it started off slow, kind of, I'm not going to say boring, but I was like not 100% sure. Like I had heard decent things about the movie, but I was like, I don't know, man. Like it's not visually catching me. Of course, like I said, as it goes, the audio, especially in a theater with the surround sound and stuff, fantastic. This would be great headphone listening movie if you're watching it at home, to just really embrace the ambiance and the sound that the soundscape creates for the movie. So yeah, that's virtually about it. It leaves the movie on a closed point of view, but it also is still slightly open. There's a lot of questions to be asked still. I really, really liked the ending of this movie. Some people, maybe there's a little controversy there for the end of it, because it's, again, slightly open, slightly closed. You're just not 100% sure. You're pretty sure, though, with some of the images that flash before you. But like I said, it's just kind of open. Really, really good theories about this film online that you could read about. Again, watch the movie first. If you don't want to watch the movie, totally cool. Go read some of the theories around this movie. Really, really interesting, really, really cool theories about kind of what's going on, what's real, what isn't real, what's in her head, what isn't in her head. It's very psychological in that nature, and I really appreciated that aspect of it. It was really cool. And yeah, all in all, this movie gave me the chills. Especially in the theater, you're like, ooh, there's some freaky stuff there. Little bits here and there. I'm not going to say there's too many jump scares, but there's definitely very eerie shots, the way the shots are portrayed. Sometimes there's some big like wide angle lens type stuff, or it's just filming from a weird angle. You're filming like through a small, like, I don't know, hole not in the wall, but like in the cabinetry or something. And then as the camera moves, you realize like it wasn't filming her necessarily. It was filming a mirror reflecting through like the hallway, and she's in the living room type thing, or in the dining room. And there's this, her mom sleeps upstairs and she sleeps upstairs in her mom's house, and the staircase is incredibly ominous, like a lot of times when they show it. And there's also just some weird things in the background that you see, or that happen that, you're not 100% sure actually is happening or not. So really good movie, a lot of mystery involved, a lot of chills to be had, I would say. And again, it is just a delectable, delicious audio movie that you can just bask in. So all in all, I'm going to rate this on a personal level 7 out of 10. Maybe if there was some more visual flourishing stuff that gave me the goodies, or maybe if the beginning was paced a little bit better, or at least grabbed my attention a little bit better, I could have given it a higher rating. But it's a really solid horror film, especially for such a small cast, small space type film. I highly recommend going to the theaters to see it by yourself if you can handle that, because it's spooky, it's ooky booky, and I just recommend it. Well, I really appreciate you stopping by this channel today, and if you wanted to subscribe to the channel, we're going to be doing more movie reviews. I have a recent review that came out for, what did I watch last? Oh no, why can I not remember? I guess I'm going to look it up, because that's what I do. I have horrible memory, except for I had to write my thoughts down. Maybe you saw me reading. Oh yeah, my friends and I, we did a discussion we do a monthly discussion every month on a movie that somebody picks. We have a wheel that picks for us every time. You can join in the monthly movies if you want. I believe next month we are watching, I can actually tell you right now, Last Action Hero. If you want to watch Last Action Hero and come join us next month in the month of April 2026, we would love that. We just watched I Saw the TV Glow. We discussed it. We discussed the movie that we watch each month. It's a really fun discussion, incredibly filled with spoilers, unlike this one. I also recently did the movie Hoppers. It's a not horror movie. It is like a children's Pixar animated movie. Very wonderful story. I'm going to do some deep dives in the future. I got some top 10 lists. I believe the last one I did was top 10 worst films of 2025. I do some tier lists sometimes. Yeah, just love to have you around and come hang out and talk about movies with me. If you want to like the video and leave a comment just saying, what you thought about Undertone, or if you have seen it, I'd love to know your thoughts about Undertone. Or did my review make you want to go see the movie Undertone? I'd love to know. I'd love to chit chat. Oh, last thing, totally left field, I meant to mention. Nina Kiri, the actress in this, she kind of looks like the rapper K-Flay to me. If you know the rapper K-Flay. K-Flay is an incredible rapper. Highly recommend it. Stuff's going to pop up on the screen here in a minute. There's going to be other videos that you can click on that I recorded. Maybe some of the ones that I talked about just a minute ago. Maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, that's about it. Really appreciate you stopping by this channel. Really appreciate any engagement you have. It just helps the channel grow. It helps the algorithm put this video out into the algorithm sphere that it has, because, I don't know, YouTube is some crazy beast that I don't know how to control. I just like talking about movies, and I want to talk about it with you. Later on.